Please remember to like and subscribe, and feel free to leave any content suggestions in the comments section. Proxima Centauri, the closest star to the Sun, is about 4.24 light-years away from Earth. Proxima Centauri-b, an exoplanet orbiting this star, is approximately the same distance. If the spacecraft can travel at 9% of the speed of light, its velocity would be 9% of the speed of light equals 0.09 c, or 27,000 kilometers per second, since the speed of light is approximately 300,000 kilometers per second. It was the year 2040 when the world held its breath. The announcement was made at a UN assembly, broadcast live across the globe. We have achieved the unthinkable. Humanity will embark on its first interstellar journey. A consortium of nations, led by the United Nations and backed by the world's most powerful space agencies, had finalized the plans for the mission. A nuclear-powered spaceship that would carry humanity's first crew to Proxima Centauri-b, a planet in the habitable zone of Proxima Centauri, 4.24 light-years away. The ship, named Odyssey, was equipped with state-of-the-art nuclear fusion engines capable of accelerating to 9% of the speed of light. The journey would take approximately 47 years for the crew, while nearly half a century would pass on Earth. For decades, space agencies and private corporations collaborated on this monumental task. Fusion reactors, once thought to be a distant dream, had finally become a reality thanks to breakthroughs in plasma confinement and magnetic fields. The Stellar engine, a fusion-based propulsion system, would generate continuous thrust using nuclear fusion reactions, propelling the Odyssey at an unprecedented speed. The spacecraft itself was an engineering marvel, 500 meters long, designed to house a crew of 150 individuals, including scientists, engineers, medical staff, and support personnel. It had massive solar sails to help boost its speed, and radiation shielding was integrated into its design to protect against cosmic rays and interstellar particles. Life support systems were fully autonomous, capable of recycling water, oxygen, and even waste, thanks to the cutting-edge bioregenerative habitats that mimicked Earth's ecosystems. Construction of the ship took over 15 years, mostly in orbit around the Moon, with modular sections brought together by robotic systems and human crews. The final phase of construction took place in Earth's orbit, where the Odyssey was fitted with its fusion engines and made ready for its long journey. On a crisp spring morning in 2090, Earth gathered to witness the historic moment. The Odyssey stood on the launch pad at the newly established International Spaceport in the Pacific, towering above the ocean. At the base of the massive ship, the fusion engines hummed, preparing to ignite the first interstellar voyage. As the countdown began, the world's population watched in silence. Governments, scientists, families, and the curious, everyone was eager to see the beginning of humanity's first steps into the stars. The launch was flawless. The Odyssey lifted off, leaving Earth's atmosphere behind, heading into the vast unknown. The crew, already on board for several months in training and final preparations, were fully aware that this would be their life for the next 5 decades. They waved to their families through the final video link, knowing that the next time they would see their loved ones, Earth itself would be a distant memory. The journey was long, and the passage of time was both a blessing and a curse. At 9% of light speed, the Odyssey accelerated rapidly, with each passing day marking a tiny increment toward its destination. The crew spent their days aboard the ship in a routine of work, study, and personal reflection. Artificial gravity simulated Earth's gravity in the main living areas, while specialized areas for research and recreation helped break the monotony. With the majority of the journey being spent in interstellar space, the windows of the ship offered only the endless black void speckled with distant stars. Time aboard the Odyssey moved differently for the crew. A year on Earth meant 365 days passed for them, but due to the relativistic speed, a year on the ship would feel slightly shorter, around 364 days, thanks to the effects of time dilation. For the crew, the psychological and social dynamics of a 50-year mission were the most pressing challenges. Despite extensive training, isolation, and the lack of direct communication with Earth due to the time delay, the crew formed tight bonds. They became more like a family than colleagues, depending on each other to maintain sanity and purpose. To maintain a sense of normalcy, the Odyssey was equipped with virtual reality environments that allowed the crew to experience simulated landscapes from Earth, forests, beaches, cities, anything to help them stay grounded. They communicated with Earth, but their messages faced a delay of over 4 years each way, meaning conversations were deeply asynchronous. By the time the ship had traveled halfway to Proxima Centauri-b, the Earth was no longer a part of daily thoughts. The crew had been in space for over 20 years. Their mission, once a grand collective human achievement, had turned into a personal journey, with most of the crew seeing themselves as the last survivors of a world they would never see again. The day the Odyssey crossed the halfway mark was marked by a small celebration where the crew gathered for a video message to Earth, knowing that the delay would make the message arrive long after their own lives had changed. One of the most critical milestones was the maintenance of the fusion reactor. Over the years, the ship's engineers and scientists had to become experts in fusion energy, constantly refining and upgrading the reactors. A critical part of their training was the knowledge that a failure in the reactor could mean the loss of everything. Fortunately, the reactor functioned flawlessly, as did the life support systems, keeping the ship self-sufficient. As the ship neared the Proxima Centauri system, the crew experienced a renewed sense of purpose. They began to prepare for the complexities of entering orbit around Proxima Centauri-b, a planet that had been studied from afar for decades. Proxima Centauri-b was an alien world, similar to Earth in many ways, yet fundamentally different. Its surface was rocky, with a thick atmosphere and potential for water. The crew had been instructed in planetary science and surface exploration, as they would conduct preliminary surveys before any colonization attempts. After 47 years of travel, the Odyssey entered the orbit of Proxima Centauri-b. The crew had achieved the impossible. The ship's AI systems calculated the trajectory for the ship to enter orbit, with precise maneuvers made using the fusion drives. The planet, a faint blue dot against the darkness of space, filled the viewports. The crew felt a sense of awe and achievement, but they knew their journey had only just begun. On Earth, it had been almost 100 years since the Odyssey had launched. The world had changed in unimaginable ways, with new technologies, societies, and challenges. A new generation had come into existence while the crew had been traveling. As the crew landed on Proxima Centauri-b's surface for the first time, they planted the first human flag on an alien world. Their mission was clear: to establish a permanent presence, create sustainable habitats, and eventually pave the way for future human colonization. But for the crew of the Odyssey, the real journey was just beginning. They had crossed the vast gulf of space and proven that humanity could become an interstellar species. They had left Earth behind, but they were now part of the greater story of humanity's future among the stars. The Odyssey's voyage to Proxima Centauri-b would forever be remembered as the first interstellar journey of humankind. It was not just about reaching a distant star, but about the courage, vision, and unity of a species that dared to look beyond its world and dream of the stars. The crew of the Odyssey became symbols of human perseverance and hope, a reminder that no matter how far we travel, the spirit of exploration will never fade.